Okay, I have a book for you guys today that I'm going to be reading. It's called Amelia, Bedilia, and Friends. If you've already read it, awesome. If not, let's read it right now. If there are any pictures, I'll be sure to go ahead and show them to you guys, but I'm just going to be reading for the most part. Okay, so it says, Amelia Bedilia dashed down the stairs and into the kitchen. Her father stood by the stove, spatula in hand. She paused for a moment and inhaled the yummy, buttery aroma. Blueberry pancakes? She asked hopefully. Blueberry pancakes, aye, he answered, saluting her with a spatula. Amelia Bedelia wondered why her father said, aye. She looked at the pancakes with one eye, and then the other. They look delicious, she said, and they smell even better. So, nose. Then she remembered why she had run into the kitchen. Daddy, do we have any marshmallows? She asked. Her father expertly flipped a pancake, then shrugged. Search me, he said. Okay, empty your pockets, please, said Amelia Bedelia. Her father put down the spatula and began patting his pockets. No marshmallows here, he said. Amelia Bedelia circled her father. She peered up his sleeves and behind his ears. Nothing. She put her hands on her hips. What about your shoes? She asked. If I had a marshmallow in my shoes, I'd be as light as air. Amelia Bedelia's father said with a laugh. Don't be silly, Daddy, she said. You'd be floating around the kitchen if you were as light as air. She searched for the step stool to look in the cupboard. Amelia Bedelia climbed up, opened the cupboard door, and started rummaging through the shelves. Among other things, she found a can of sardines, yuck, and 4 cans of baby corn, yum, but no marshmallows. She sighed, closed the door, and started to climb back down. Her mother walked into the kitchen, yawning. What are you looking for, sweetheart? She asked. Marshmallows, said Amelia Bedelia. For school, she added, in case her mother thought she was making s'mores for breakfast. Her mother thought for a second, then reached into the cabinet above the refrigerator. Here you go, she said, tossing it back to her daughter. Amelia Bedelia caught the marshmallow and hugged them to her chest. Got them, thanks, Mom, she said. Her father put a steaming stack of blueberry pancakes in the middle of the kitchen table, and the family sat down to eat breakfast. So why do you need marshmallows? Asked Amelia Bedelia's mother, cutting into her pancakes. Okay, so there are some pictures here, so I'll go ahead and show those. Okay. Let's see. Amelia Bedelia reached for the maple syrup. We started studying the Middle Ages in school, she said. Every subject is going to have a special medieval project. Like in science class, we're building catapults. That's what the marshmallows are for. We're making glow-in-the-dark books in Mr. Shock's class. What books in the Middle Ages glowed in the dark? Asked her father. Amelia Bedelia was so excited that she kept on talking. We're even going on a field trip to a medieval fair called the Enchanted Forest. Enchanted Forest? Exclaimed Amelia Bedelia's mother. I worked there when I was in high school. It was so much fun. I got to wear these long, beautiful dresses and had a crown of flowers in my hair. I ran the candle making stand. I haven't thought about that in years. Amelia Bedelia's father stared at her mother, his fork loaded with pancakes halfway to his mouth. You're pulling my leg, he said. How did I not know that? Amelia Bedelia looked over at her mother. Both of her mother's hands were on the table. No, she's not, Daddy, she said. Not what? He asked. Pulling your leg, said Amelia Bedelia. She's right, said Amelia Bedelia's mother. I'm not pulling your leg at all. I really did work at the fair, she smiled. I might even find my old costumes in the attic for you. I'd have to take them in before you could wear them. Take them in? Amelia Bedelia wanted to know. In where? Oh, around the waist, I would guess, said her mother. Around the waist? Must be a new store, Amelia Bedelia thought. She had never heard of it before. The Middle Ages, said her father. Such a fascinating time. Amelia Bedelia stared at her parents, then nodded. Hey, both of you are in your Middle Ages, right? Her father cleared his throat. Your mother and I are middle-aged. We are not from the Middle Ages. He explained. Exactly, said Amelia Bedelia's mother. Just how old do you think we are, Sugar Plum? She looked like she might be a tiny bit insulted. Well, Ms. Shock says that the Middle Ages were from the years 500 to 1500, said Amelia Bedelia. So do the math, said her father. How old would that make us? Amelia Bedelia did some quick subtracting. That means you two are between 520 and 1,520 years old, she said. Amelia Bedelia's parents looked at each other and gave her the same quizzical look. Wow, no wonder I feel so tired, said her father. I need a nap. So how old do you think we are? Asked her mother. Amelia Bedelia did not want to hurt her parents' feelings. I think you look really good for your age, said Amelia Bedelia. All right, guys, and that's the end of chapter 1. Okay, so